Do you think he will win another MVP before it's all said and done?
I don't. I don't think he'll win another MVP, but I do think he'll progress and be a better quarterback than we've ever saw Cam Newton be. Now, listen, MVP comes with a lot of things, right? They want you to have the right numbers. They want your team to win a certain amount of games and be in the hunt to host playoff games. And so all of these things matter. And when Cam was able to do that, he passed well, but he kind of passed just as well early on in the season before he was injured last year. But he ran the ball. There were 10 touchdowns. He was the guy who was the big short yardage back or short yardage runner for the Carolina Panthers. He can't be that anymore. And he said it. I don't have to be Superman. I can't be Superman. I can't take these type of hits. So what has Ron Rivera, what has the Carolina Panthers done? You got North Turner. And if you go back to early last year, it's Christian McCaffrey, it's Curtis Samuel, it's DJ Moore. There are all these guys who are built the same. They're very dynamic, explosive after the catch, guys that will give Cam Newton easy throws. And that was the way this offense was ran. It actually looked like watching Ohio State or watching the Oklahoma Sooners. And that's the type of team this is going to be. It's going to be a controlled Cam. It's going to be a Cam that makes easy throws from the pocket, finding the right guys, using the creativity that you've created by drafting correctly around the quarterback that is your franchise guy. And so for me, it's never going to be the gaudy numbers. You're not going to get the Patrick Mahomes numbers. And we've seen, even in years where Andrew Luck can throw for 39 or 40 touchdowns, it's still hard to win the MVP. And if Cam Newton can't do it by using his legs, he can't use it by using this body like we've never seen at the quarterback position before, I don't necessarily know if he wins another. I don't think he wins another MVP, but I do think he becomes a better quarterback and a more productive quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
It's amazing because your preparation on this topic is almost precisely mine. Your analysis is almost precisely mine, and our conclusions are completely different.
Which means you're almost as smart.
Cam Newton was not only the MVP and led his team to the Super Bowl, but was voted by his peers the #1 player in the NFL not all that long ago. And Stephen A. Smith and I were arguing there's an elite quarterback, and I'm like, the dude is almost Mickey Mantle once upon a time. Like, he is the new big thing in American team sports. Choked in the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about the press conference. Dive on the ball, Cam. Game's on the line. Dive on the ball. I don't forget that too easy. And the next year wasn't quite the same, and the year after. Last year, and this is what I mean by our analysis of the situation. You bring in North Turner and Christian McCaffrey. Do you know Christian McCaffrey would be my favorite running back if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley? He's little Saquon Mini. McCaffrey, if Saquon didn't exist, we would look at McCaffrey differently. Even compared to Gurley and Zeke, he's a little differently talented than those guys. It's a little more jump off the screen, but Saquon exists, and it's the same thing, only more, so people kind of overlook McCaffrey. But he's been doing this since college. And the idea that, he can't really run between the tackles. Christian McCaffrey can do every single thing there is to do. He can just also catch balls and do all these other things. So that was the whole thing with this team. You need a more imaginative offense. You bring in North Turner. You need a running game. They got McCaffrey. So now Cam got the tools. And what happened last year before he got hurt? He was in the MVP conversation. I'm not making this up. I wonder if one day we just saw him do it, Ryan. And the fact that he's not going to play as physically, and hopefully he's better protected, means actually going forward he's probably less likely to get hurt than he would otherwise be. He had that comeback against the Eagles. He beat up on the Ravens, and then it kind of all fell apart for him because he couldn't throw the ball down the field anymore. So I agree it depends on his shoulder. But I am here to tell you, the Panthers are one of my sleeper picks, along with the Jags this upcoming season in the NFL. They could surprise a lot of people. Cam Newton, if he can stay healthy, can be an MVP candidate as soon as this season. Guys, listen, you bring up, he's going to have a lot of easy throws. He's not going to. Baker Mayfield, before he got Freddie Kitchens, they're always tight windows, right? As soon as Kitchens comes in, everyone's open. His numbers went way up. Second half of the season, he was kind of like an MVP type player. Jared Goff, all season long, everyone's open. As a result, regular season, is Jared Goff an MVP? You're making it sound like if you got a bunch of guys schemed open, you're not in the MVP conversation. It's the opposite.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when we view Cam Newton and when you see Cam Newton, it's not about the passing statistics, right? It's about what he can do and the way he can affect the entire game like no other quarterback can. Even the year he won the MVP, we weren't looking at him and saying, you know what, he is just passing the ball so well and playing from the pocket so well, which it was a good year for him, but it was the intangibles. It was the other things that he brings to the game that he can't do anymore, that you can't put him in physical peril every week to be your short yardage
but what
back.
I'm saying is he can't evolve. In other words, like, what if this is the scenario? And I don't think this is far-fetched. What if it is the numbers? In other words, he does put up big numbers. He's putting up good numbers early in the season. And they win. And in high leverage moments, because it's not like he's never going to be physical. He's a physical guy still. In high leverage moments, he leaves us with memories, with like iconic moments of big physical play. That's an MVP.
But that's a lot of ifs. I'm saying that changes for us as this game goes along. I'm saying that this becomes more about Christian McCaffrey and this team than it does Cam Newton. This is more about North Turner and what he can do than it is Cam Newton. I think he will be extremely good. I think the change that he's made, saying to himself, you know what, I can't be Superman anymore. I can't do it all.
Luck,
helps the team.
Everyone forgot about Andrew Luck last year. And I was leading the charge. Andrew Luck, what about Andrew Luck? And people are sleeping on Cam right now.
All right.
Those two were the two big guys in college. They're in their primes now. Now they're in their primes. Watch what happens.
You hit it big with the NBA. A lot of your big projections were right. We'll see if these predictions work with the NFL. Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.